Well, you may have spent a lot of money buying gifts during the holidays, and you are certainly not alone. According to a new survey from LendingTree, 36% of Americans took on holiday debt. Those who racked up balances this season took on an average of $1,181. That's more than $100 increase from last year. So how do you save for the new year? Joining us now is personal finance expert Ted Jenkin, who's the president of Exit Stage Left Advisors. Ted, great to have you. I know you're a big fan of making short-term and long-term financial goals. Why do you believe that's so important? And maybe laying those out at the beginning of the year to make sure you're staying on track, especially with so many of us getting hit with these extra expenses at the end of the year.
Yeah, well, good to see you, Kelly. And simply put, you can't hit what you can't see. So the clients that I've coached over the years that have done the very best are people that set goals on a regular basis. They review them on a regular basis, and those are the ones that end up making the biggest savings and getting out of things like credit card debt. But without goals, you're probably not going to achieve them.
Well, you may have hinted at it there, but what are some of the biggest financial resolutions you hear from folks, and how do you help them stick to their plan?
Well, credit card debt, quite frankly, is front and center. There's roughly $1.2 trillion of credit card debt. The average person has a balance of $6,327. I have two pro tips going into 2025. Number one, start with the smallest balance card. I don't care about interest rates and just pay it off so you get something in the win column. And then a lot of people, Kelly, got gift cards for the holidays and they have gift cards from prior holidays. Go into your cabinets and drawers and sell those gift cards. There's a website called cardcash.com and one called giftcash.com. They'll pay you cold hard cash and get that debt off the books. It's the easiest thing to do.
Great advice. You have this video on the 5 biggest reasons people can't stop spending. Would you mind going through some of the biggest reasons, and what maybe we can do to identify these habits in our own lives? I find it really fascinating.
Gosh, the biggest one here, Kelly, is just go to the grocery store less. Look, the average person goes to the grocery store 10 times per month, and grocery stores act a lot like Las Vegas. They're there to separate you from your wallet. So don't go to a grocery store without making a list. Don't go hungry. And be careful of this term, BOGO, buy one, get one free. Kelly, you don't need to get one free if you can't buy one to begin with. Yeah. So that's a big thing to do. And obviously with the year-end credit card statements, read those statements, cancel any subscriptions, apps, or memberships you don't want, you can't use anymore, you just don't need them.
Yeah, that's a great tip. Don't go hungry. I've fallen victim to that myself. You also have a great tip to look over your credit card statement. What's that, Ted?
Look, so many people are worried about streaming subscriptions now. YouTube TV 7 years ago was $40. Today in 2025, Kelly, it's going to be $82.99. So it's super important for people to go into their credit card and bank statements and say, look, if I have subscriptions or memberships, did I use them last year? Do I still want them? But I think there's strategy, Kelly, now with these subscription services for streaming, because YouTube TV, you can have 6 people on one membership. So maybe friends or family chip in, they Venmo, they PayPal each other, and that may be a way to reduce the cost going into 2025.
So we have about a minute left, but what about all those credit card points we've been storing up? Is there a best time to use them?
So many people, Kelly, say to me, I'm going to use those points when it's a rainy day. Here's my weather forecast for 2025. It's going to rain. Look, these point programs, your airline, hotel, credit cards, they are a stored value of money. And every year they lose pace to inflation. And every year the number of points you need to use to cash in a reward goes up. So you're not doing yourself a favor for saving them for 5 years. If you did, you lost 20% of the value due to inflation the last 5 years. I would tell people now, get at those point programs and use them.
All right, some great takeaways. Ted Jenkins, thank you, my friend.
Yeah, thanks, Kelly.